Okay, so now that we have an overview of different types of cell referencing, I'm just going to give you one more example of each one of them. Okay, so over here I have students' data. I have the marks of the students, Alex, Ben, and Chloe. In test one and test two, we have been given with the marks. We just need to find the total of them. For total, obviously, we'll be using relative cell referencing, like we know. So simple total would be adding the two numbers. So that means the two cells. And I'll just press enter, and maybe I'll just simply copy that the entire data. Now, when you have like 50 or hundreds of students, this is a very simple method to do the entire task. All right. So that is an example of how you can use your relative cell referencing. Remember that relative cell referencing is Excel's default setting. Okay. And it is a case wherein it allows the cell referencing to move by default to the other cell references. Okay. Moving on to the next topic, that is the absolute cell referencing. Now, in absolute cell referencing, we simply do few things. All right. Here, I'm going to convert my price into INR. So I have been given the item, the price is in USD, and then I have the price in, I want to find the price in INR, that is Indian rupee. So I'll just put some number over here, whatever is the price of $1. Okay, so let's say $1 is about 85 rupees. Okay, that means I need to multiply each of these things to this 85 over here. What am I going to do? I'll simply use equals, and I want to multiply this value which is in the column B, and that can change because book, pen, and backpack, all of them has to change, right? So I'll just press B2 because it can be relative. It does not need to be absolute. And I'll press my multiplication sign, the asterisk. And now I want my absolute cell referencing. So which is why I'll use my dollar sign and E1. Since it is E1, so I'll start with E, dollar sign, and 1. Okay, simple. Now we have the value in INR as well. Similarly, when I just drag it down, I can simply see that each of these values changed, right? Now, we'll give another example of a mixed cell referencing. So for the mixed cell referencing, let me just make this table a little bit clear for you so that you can understand. We're just doing a simple cross multiplication over here, but you will get a gist of how this works, or how mixed cell referencing works. So let's understand this. Here I have given three names. Let's say there are three sales executives, Alice, Bob, and Carol, and they have their targets also, target 1, target 2, and target 3. Okay, and depending on that, they'll get their incentives. Okay, so that is what we are doing. Okay, so in your column, this one, in your column B, you have the sales target, and here in this row, you have their commission rates fixed. Okay, now what we are going to do. So over here, we'll first find out a few things. Okay, that is, let's just apply a very, very simple formula. And to make it more clear to you, now that you know that we have Alice and we have the sales managers and we have the targets over here. So I'll just remove this data so that you don't get confused. So I'm going to just delete this row, this column and this row over here. Okay. Now take it as a simple sheet. Okay. Just a simple sheet wherein you have a few percentage numbers and you have some numbers over here and you just need to do a calculation. Okay. Now let's apply a formula over here. I'll write equals, and I want to keep this 1000 fixed, right? That means my column fixed. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'll press Shift A, and 2 can change obviously because it is a row for me right now. I've given A2. I'll multiply this value with B dollar, the next value. That's for here, let's say it is B1 because it is in the row 1. So what is going to happen? It will find 5% of this 1000. Okay. So what's happening? Using the first half of my formula, it locks column A. So that it always takes the sales value from column A only. Understand this. And then using the second one, the second half, that is B $1, that locks row 1 so that it always takes the commission rate from row 1. Getting my point? So now let's just calculate it. And if I just drag the formula throughout this table, you will see the answers. Over here also and here also. Okay. So what is happening here? Let's go to the second one. In second, what you will see? My column A is fixed, but row is changing. So that means it is 2000 now, 2000 now, but B $1, that means it will still give me the value for 5%. Okay, that means 2000 multiplied by 5% of it. That means we are going to get 5% of 2000. Similarly, if you come here, guess, yeah. Okay. Now, this is done. Okay. Let's enter. I just changed the values. My bad. Okay, let's go here. Again, if you see what's happening, 2000 is getting multiplied to 10%. Similarly, if you go to the next one, what will happen? My, let's see the value. 2000 will get multiplied to 15%. I hope this highlighting helps you. Let me just zoom it a bit so that you can see it more clearly. Let's just enter. Okay. So what's happening over here? When I see my first formula, it basically multiplies 1000 to 5%, right? When I see my second one, it basically multiplies 2000 to 5%. That means it is working like something like a matrix, but not exactly. So that you just get the gist of it. Okay. So I hope this is clear. We can do one more example of getting a multiplication table. Okay. So that you also can understand it a little nicely. We can just do one more example in front of you. Okay. Now, we'll create a simple multiplication table to understand this mixed reference. Okay. So I'm going to write my numbers. I'll just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's keep it this much. And here I'll write 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Now, we'll apply a simple formula over here. In my B2, I should get 1 multiplied by 1, 1 multiplied by 2, like that, right? Or 1 multiplied by 1, 2 multiplied by 1, like that it should go on, isn't it? So let's see how it works. Equals, I want to lock my column A, remember, so that the row moves. Okay, so we are going to lock the column A. I'll put $A, and then since it is A2, which is where my values are put, so I'll just write A2, and then I'll multiply it with which value? It has to start with row 1. Okay, that means my row 1 should be locked and column should move. So what will I do here? B, which is my column, but the row is 1 itself, isn't it? So I'll just put $1. So what's happening? 1 multiplied by 1. What should be the next value? So if I move this formula, what's happening? $A2 multiplied by $1. What is happening here? My column A is fixed. Okay. So if I see, my column A is fixed, but my row is moving. So it becomes 3. That means my third row, in which the value is 2, and it is getting multiplied with B1 itself, because the column is 1, and then you are going to multiply it with row 1. Okay, my column is B and the row 1 is over there, which is why we are going to multiply it with row 1. Okay, moving on. Let's just try to make it more. So we have 3, 4, and 5. Why is it 3, 4, and 5? Because again, if you see, 3 is getting multiplied by 1. I'll enter. We'll see the other one. 4 is getting multiplied by 1. Likewise, if I do the same table throughout, what's happening? Let's just try the random one. Here, what's happening? My column is A, right? So A is fixed. That means it is always in A column, but the row is moving. That's why it became 3. And similarly, my row will always be 1, but it should move the columns. So that is why it first started with B, C, D, and now we are at E. Similarly, it will go on for 5, 6, etc. Am I clear? So that is mixed referencing for all of you. I hope this clears your doubt. You can also practice it. You can regenerate this multiplication table. You can extend it up to, let's say, 10. You can try moving your dollar sign to see how the results break and how it works, okay? Or you can even solve the formula to compare. So these are certain activities that you can perform while doing mixed referencing. It is a bit tricky, but once you get practice of it, it becomes really very simple to work upon. All right? So let's meet in the next video.